The Knicks are going to win a playoff series at home for the first time in 24 years.
Yeah, because Philadelphia can never play in the fourth quarter. Thanks, Joel Embiid. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you all again. Welcome back to the Football is King podcast. And you know what, gentlemen? It's a beautiful sight seeing y'all's faces again. It's been a while. We've taken a 2-month hiatus because, you know what? We need a break sometime. We work real hard during the football season to show up every week and tell y'all what's going on in the world of football. But not only what's going on.
Blue-collar jobs, too, bro.
Yeah, we got blue-collar jobs, some of us, and we got just, it takes a lot out of you to know more than everyone else in the NFL. And that's why you come and you listen to the Football is King podcast, because we know what's going on. And today we're here to talk about the NFL draft and which teams did the right thing, which teams royally screwed up and are going to, probably be drafting at number 4 again for like the 18th year in a row.
Saints gonna win the NFC South with a sparring record of 4-12.
There you go.
Well, they forfeit one game.
You gotta watch.
Yeah,
you gotta watch out because you're gonna have to play the 2 quarterbacks of the Atlanta Falcons. They're gonna line them both up. Wildcat.
Don't speak bad on my ATL.
Wildcat, baby. But yeah, that's kind of it. We're just gonna talk all things NFL draft, mainly. What were the big topics from the draft this past weekend, and then specifically focus on the teams that we like to focus on. For all of our Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Raiders, and Chiefs fans out there, welcome. If you're not one of those, though, you're going to want to listen along because you're going to probably have to play the Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Raiders, or Chiefs some point in your lifetime. And
you don't want to play the Chiefs.
Yeah, if Blake moves again, this list of teams is going to get way too long.
Yeah, I could claim a couple more. I could claim the Colts and Bucks.
No, I'm sorry. If Blake moves, the Falcons go away. If Blake moves, the Falcons are gone.
He's no longer a Falcons fan.
He's a Cowboys fan and then a fan of wherever he currently lives.
Like, you start getting a new job every year where someone's really good.
Hey, the only team I really claim in the ATL is the Braves, and that's because I'd never had a baseball team before. So now I'm a Braves fan.
No, yeah, but you do claim the Falcons whenever you can get $4 tickets.
Well, yeah, I'll eat that up all day.
Being a kid from outside of Austin, you just, didn't grow up with a baseball team.
Yeah, that's why I'm
you just got to pick. And definitely when we were kids, you definitely picked the Rangers.
Here's my problem.
I wasn't a Ranger fan until I moved to Dallas.
Was it 2000? It was like 2007 or 2006 when they went to the World Series against the White Sox. I rooted for the Rangers. Then when Houston started making a run, I rooted for the Astros. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Braves fan.
It was the Astros that went in 2006 went to the World Series and got swept by the White Sox.
Man, we are in just mid-season form right now. No one understood a single word of what's been said for the past 2 minutes because someone has constantly been talking over somebody else.
Hey,
great.
Absolutely.
And welcome to the first 3 minutes of not podcasting in 2 months because that's the quality that you look for here. No, the answer is you just support, you just pick a team and you ride or die. I mean, obviously, Royals, even though they've sucked my entire life except for 2015, then you just root them on. Or, better answer, you just don't care about baseball.
No.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
You gotta have something to watch during the summer.
The only struggle is you can't watch it on TV. That's the only
Oh, no. Back in the day, Jonathan, when we were young, we had the X Games during the summer. You got the Olympics. That's what you watched during the summer.
This is true.
Not baseball. You watch baseball in October, and that's it.
I watch baseball during the summer when we don't have any actual.
I really
sports
like
on
baseball
anymore.
when there's a little chill outside. I don't know why. That just makes me feel like this is a good time for baseball.
Personally, big college baseball
I
guy.
was gonna
more
say-
than
Yeah, Gigamax, and also that pitcher from Georgia is a cheat. He's a
He was
cheat.
very obviously cheating. The dude sucked all year, and then he struck out 6 batters in a row of the best
That had never
team in
been struck
America.
out, and they have never been struck out in that order
Actually
ever.
just tied the game. The Knicks did not close it out.
Oh,
Do you want to
bummer.
know how much it costs to go watch an Aggie baseball game right now?
Probably right. Probably a lot.
It's like $250 to go to an Aggie baseball game right now.
And they just went undefeated in the non-conference, which is pretty unbelievable.
Man, what I would give right now to be at
They're
that
selling out
Bluebell
every
Park,
game, too.
just sitting there yelling "Ball 5" at some
Yeah.
college kid, because that was
Hey, the Arkansas series in 3 weeks is going to be absolutely
such
massive.
a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, we got to talk about actual football now. So we'll take you back to last Thursday. We're going to talk a lot about the first round because that's the round that everyone's going to talk about. But we got other picks out there that we'll talk about as well. But we'll mainly focus on the first round. And the first round got off with a bang, making us wait for 10 minutes to say Caleb Williams, even though we've known Caleb Williams as the first draft pick since August. Like, it's been obvious. It didn't matter what team it was. He was always going to be the first round draft pick. He could have tore his ACL week 1. He still would have been the first round draft pick. So thanks, Roger, for making that happen.
Yeah. Can we
I just want to throw it out there. Early prediction: he's a bust.
Oh yeah, I think I agree with you on that one.
I don't know, man. The Bears, he's got an advantage. Besides everyone saying that he's the best quarterback in years, he has the best situation for a first round pick in years.
100%. He's got talent all around him.
Good for the
Speaking of that, Robert Griffin III needs to be taken off TV for talking about how he should do the Eli Manning.
Yeah,
they won 7 games, brother.
They won 7 games. They
have legit players.
They have legit. Their coach is fine. I mean, he's not great, but
he'll be fine.
Their offseason was great.
But they have a legit roster. He's not going to expect to win the Super Bowl. They might.
Their offensive line sucks. Their offensive line sucks.
I thought they should have.
But their defense is good.
Their defense picked it up but I mean, how many times does the first round pick go to a 7-win team? Very rarely.
I would like Caleb Williams to speak with Bryce Young tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Bryce Young wishes he was in Chicago.
Yeah, and I mean, good for the Chicago Bears. They're going to have their first 4,000-yard passer ever. The fact that they've never had a 4,000-yard passer is incredible.
That's actually kind of crazy.
But they're going to they could go 1-15 and he'll still throw for 4,000 yards this year. So good for them. All right.
They didn't do nothing for their offensive line, though. I'm looking it up right
now. Their offensive line, they should have not drafted a Dunze at 9, and they should have went O-line. Or
that was another situation where the Falcons kind of screwed them up.
Yeah.
Well, and they got
not really. You could have had a great lineman at 9.
Good for Torrey Taylor, but they took a punter in the 4th round.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
Dude, what's crazy is my cousin right before that pick turns to me and goes, "I hope we take Taylor." I was
not a punter. They took the punter.
He is the punter. That punter better be punting at 70 yards to take him in the 4th round.
He probably will be.
He is the best punter we've seen in a very long time.
And guess what? He'll probably be punting a lot.
Probably.
Because they have no offensive line.
Oh boy.
They only took one offensive lineman.
Yeah. So that's their problem. Their whole thought process is maybe you don't have to block for very long if everyone's wide open within 2 seconds because they got 3 decent wide receivers.
That works in college, though, not the men's league. That doesn't work in the men's league.
Well, guess what? There's a reason why the Bears have been historically bad.
The NFL draft got bit with the NBA draft bug where you don't take what you need. You take the best player.
Yeah.
Yep.
This year, for sure. This year, for sure. There was a few teams who did, I think, an all right job. But for the most part, it was just like, hey, let's take what's best. The best player. And that is why we saw 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round. For the first time since the 80s, 70s. It was a long time ago. But basically in the first time ever. We had 6 QBs taken.
I thought that there was going to be 7 just because I thought for some reason Spencer Rattler was going to go somewhere just because how many. That would have been wild.
I
was sure set 6 were going for some odd reason, but I thought it was just dead set that Rattler was going to go in the first round, into the first round somehow or another.
We did have a rare scenario where we had what is supposed to be, as the worldwide leader will tell us, 6 generational quarterbacks, which I can't wait to see how 5 of them don't have a job in 3 years. But we also had a lot of QB needy teams. There are so many teams out there that have just absolute squat at quarterback.
Yeah, but you
And-
can't tell me that J.J. McCarthy is worth a number 9 pick win at.
I don't think he's a
I'm
first
sorry, you
rounder.
can't tell me
No, I don't think he's a first.
I don't
Drake-
think
I'm-
he is. I don't think Drake May was.
Drake May,
I think Drake May.
Oh, Drake
is-
Drake
I
Drake
like
May is going to be the worst of the bunch.
Bo Nix is the next. What's
agree.
the kid that just got let go in New York? Zach banging
Zach
moms.
Wilson?
Oh,
Wilson.
Zach
And
Wilson.
he's on the same team as him.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
think-
Yeah.
and that kid
Bo
from
Nix.
Missouri, that just left Denver.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, those 3 are the exact same player, not just because they're white. But well, yeah.
But that could be a reason.
Drew Lock is definitely the best of those 3. No, I think on the Bo Nix situation, I think Sean Payton is just trying to prove that he's a guru.
Oh, for sure.
This is all an ego thing with him. He's like, oh yeah,
Because did you hear the whole Pat Mahomes narrative? He said we were taking
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes.
no, everyone could say that. Everyone could say
That's the
we
funny
knew
part.
Mahomes was going to be the greatest player of all time. There's
Yeah.
only one GM, and I love this is coming from not within the Chiefs organization, because within an organization they'll blow some smoke to make everybody look good. From not within the Chiefs organization, Brett Veach told Andy Reid in October of the year before they drafted him, he went and watched Mahomes play in Lubbock, and he came back and he said, Andy, we're drafting this kid. And that's with Alex Smith leading a team to 11 wins. Like, Brett Veach saw him play, saw the talent, and said, Andy, I don't care what's happening. We're drafting him next year. And so, like, everyone can come out and
Sean Payton said the same thing. Apparently.
yeah, but no one has proof of that.
Was
That's
the
just Sean
crazy
Payton
thing.
saying
He
that.
was saying, like, well, Bo Nix has graded the best of any quarterback he's ever seen besides Pat Mahomes.
That's horse. That is
That
horse
is the
crap.
correct. Sean Payton gets a pass for some odd reason. I don't know why. He might be the worst human being in America.
I had a lot of respect
There's a
for
lot
Sean
of
Payton.
protesters that
There's a
would
lot
give
of
him a run
really
for his
bad
money.
people in America, bro.
There's a lot of protesters that give him a run for his money right now. But dang, he is a crazy man.
I had some mad respect for Sean Payton back in the day, but then he let Kevin James play him in a movie.
Yeah.
And now I'm suspicious of everything he does. And now
Been downhill.
just every time he opens his mouth, I'm just like, man, did you just get lucky in
think he got
New
lucky.
Orleans? Did you just get lucky in New
I think
Orleans?
he's dumb. I think he's legit dumb.
We're gonna find out.
Saying that he's the highest rated quarterback. I've been sitting there wondering why people are taking Harbaugh seriously about McCarthy is the greatest quarterback in Michigan history. Thank you, Elon.
To be fair, Tom Brady was
when Sean. No, but still, you're telling me that
No,
when we were there's still greater.
I'm just
Michigan
saying you can also
quarterbacks.
you
Maybe
can
they
look at
didn't
the
win.
skill set of things, and just like Bo Nix is not set for the NFL because he's the classic college quarterback, mess around and do whatever. McCarthy could technically, if he goes to if he's on a good team, his job is just don't turn the ball over, just like it was at Michigan.
Yeah, but he's got to be thrown into windows that are 1 yard versus 20 yards.
I'm just saying, like, is McCarthy going to be a top, 15 QB? No, but his style can win in the NFL if there's McCarthy needs to play on a team with an amazing defense. And then, he also has Justin Jefferson to throw to, so just throw it up and hope that he.
To be fair, walking into Minnesota.
I'll say Minnesota's a good spot to be.
Yeah,
so I think
you would like to be there.
I'm saying that McCarthy will be more successful than these other guys, but that doesn't mean that he's better than these other guys. I just think that his career will be looked at more successfully because he's in a better situation.
He'll be a middle tier type guy. Here's the thing also. Kevin O'Connell cannot, no one from the Vikings can say they would rather have J.J. McCarthy over Kirk Cousins. I'd rather have Kirk Cousins, but you couldn't pay Kirk Cousins. Like, you were kind of screwed there. So
yeah, you take J.J. McCarthy for what? They're going to pay him $4 million a year for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Each year his salary cap hit will increase, but basically they're going to pay him pennies, which That's what the NFL is trying to, like, the Eagles made that the strategy. So now everyone's trying to copy it because the NFL is a copycat league. So now every
49ers are trying it.
Every team that can is like, hey, let's try to get that young quarterback and just stack the rest of the team and see if we can win a Super Bowl. And what we have proven so far is it doesn't work. You don't win the Super Bowl. You know what would have really helped the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl? A better quarterback.
Yeah, I think there a lot of teams are becoming prisoners of the moments where it's like, yes, we need quarterbacks, but is Bo Nix for that matter that much better than Spencer Rattler? I don't know. Either of them.
Something has gotten into Spencer Rattler's head. That's what I will say. Spencer Rattler, I think there's something going on with him mentally on the field that he just makes some dumb mistakes. Like, he has the talent.
He looks slow to me whenever he plays. Everything looks slow.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. There's something, and that could be mental too, where he just like has that hitch where he's afraid to throw it when he needs to, or he's not on time. I don't know. There's something about it.
I think he's going to be the classic example of he was having played a snap in college, was a first overall pick in the NFL draft, stunk up. And you go from the top of the mountain to the very bottom playing for Shane Beamer at South Carolina.
Whoa. Beamer ball is electric.
Some people just, their chickens aren't built like that. And
no, I actually don't hate the Rattler pick. But my point is, to me, Rattler has as good of a chance to succeed as Bo Nix does.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But you don't you're not taking Spencer Rattler in the first.
No, like, I'm in the 5th round. You got him in the 5th round.
Correct. And the 5th round is so much cheaper than the 1st round. That's why the Rattler pick is a good pick.
The dude's getting a $50,000 signing bonus and probably a $700,000 contract. Good for him.
He would have made more in college.
If he makes the team. That's if he makes the team.
Oh, he'll make the team.
He'll make the team.
I'm happy with the pick of Spencer Rattler in the 5th round because you're not. He's gonna make $1 million. It's $1 million a year, a 4-year, $4 million contract. So you're paying him $1 million, less than Bettman, to sit on the bench. And if we need him, he's there.
Yeah, and if he sucks, okay, great. He's a 5th round pick. A lot of 5th round picks suck.
If he sucks, he'll be in XFL next year, and it is what it is.
Bo Nix, if he sucks, you just wasted a 1st round pick and he got your GM fired. Congratulations.
Yeah. Bo Nix is going to be making $9 million a year. It's just, I feel like when we were younger, it was draft to team needs, but don't overreach. Yeah, if you needed a quarterback, you're not going to reach but if you need a quarterback, you also need probably line. You probably need some defense. So you would take the best available at the position you need. You didn't take, let's take Bo Nix with the 10th overall pick or whatever.
I mean, teams have drafted bad for forever. There's a reason why there are teams that have been cyclically bad, and it's because we do the same thing every year.
The absurdity of it was there were six quarterbacks in the top 12, 13, 14. And then how many quarterbacks were taken completely? There was 11, 10?
Probably.
In the last 7 rounds of the draft, you told me there were 7 quarterbacks?
I feel like there's always a bunch of quarterbacks taken every year. It's just that they don't
teams get desperate.
You gotta have. I'm sorry. There's 7 rounds or whatever. Each team's making however many picks per year. That it's just like
you got to take some flyers on a couple guys and say, hey.
Yeah, you're just some of the picks. That there's probably not going to be anything going on, but you give it your best shot.
I just think
someone's got to throw the ball to the practice squad.
Yeah, they just
yeah, that's true.
So hard to get these quarterbacks, and it rarely ever works out.
Yeah, I mean, yes, this is why these teams are always at the bottom, because every 3 years they draft a new quarterback, and then odds are out of these 6 guys, only one of them is going to get a second contract with the team that they're on.
Yeah, like the days of like the Jay Cutlers and the Phillip Rivers, where like you had a good quarterback that you may not win ever, but you had a good quarterback. Those days don't exist because these teams get so antsy with their quarterback
Oh, it's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes screwed everybody.
But Patrick Mahomes sat.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I mean, yeah, these teams just, I mean, when we start drafting guys that didn't even play in college, like Trey Lance, like, I mean, yeah, we're over the, and the college football has changed so much now to where quarterbacks just look so amazing. When in actuality, when they play in the NFL, they will not be amazing.
That's one thing I loved about watching Bill Belichick is no other draft show. Bill was honest, and he's like trying to tell these fan bases, here's the reality of this kid. Even with Caleb Williams, here's the good, but here's the bad also. No one ever says like, hey, temper your expectations, because everyone just thinks they're freaking gumming at their mouths because they just can't wait to go do something.
Bears fan.
Yeah, and they don't realize
Belichick didn't really say much good about the first 10 picks either. Pretty much every single pick was just like, here's why this kid sucks. And I was like, oh, all right, Bill's in the mood today.
But I bet you he spent hours looking at film too. So it's not like he was just making that up.
Well, he's got plenty of hours to spend on it.
No, I mean, he knows he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got. Are you kidding me? He's got all day, every day. He's not retired. He's just in there watching film.
I secretly hope he never coaches another day in his life, and we get him on TV. That's what I want: is Bill Belichick on TV.
Just a grumpy old man.
Him and Tom Brady as the #1 Fox booth. Could you imagine that?
He shouldn't be an in-game commentator, but I appreciate his insight.
Yeah, he should just be on NFL Network, just all day. Just have your own show of Bill Belichick 24 hours a day. All right, let's talk about the reach of all reaches because we alluded to it. The Atlanta Falcons had the 8th pick, and they had just paid Kirk Cousins $90 million guaranteed. And they were like, let's draft a quarterback. And the internet exploded. The internet lost its mind. It was great.
No one understood what they were doing.
And then what gets me is for the GM to go up to his press conference and say, when there's a player like this, you just have to take him. No, stop. Just stop there.
Let me defend the Falcons real quick. So the Falcons last year.
This was Trey Lance 2.0.
I disagree 100%. But the Falcons last year they had several games where they were plays away. I mean, 1 play or 2 plays away from their idiot quarterback of Desmond Ridder from winning. They should have won that division by 4 games, but Desmond Ridder inevitably on the 1-yard line would fumble the ball, throw an interception, whatever it was. The Falcons are assuming with Kirk Cousins, they win those 4 or 5 games. They win the division easy. They're never in that situation again. 2 years, they get rid of Kirk Cousins. Penix walks in, they're good to go.
But Penix is not that good.
I actually think Penix is a good quarterback.
I like Penix.
Dude throws a beautiful ball.
I wanted Penix to go to the Raiders.
Penix throw.
I think Penix has a cannon, but
my gosh, throws a beautiful ball. I don't hate the Penix pick.
No,
the Falcons doing it is a little crazy.
Everyone can agree that if the Falcons draft Penix at 8 without having brought in Cousins, it's a bit of a reach. You probably could have got him later. But still, he's a first-round talent. You could have got him you could have traded back and got him at like 12 instead of 8.
Because Denver would have taken him. The Raiders would have taken him.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, whatever. So still, like, no one's going to criticize you for taking Penix at 8. No one's going to criticize you for going and getting Cousins. In fact, when you went and got Cousins, everyone went, oh, crap. The Falcons are contenders. They got Kirk Cousins and they got the 8th overall pick. The problem is you can't do both and not have some problems, because another thing that would have helped the Falcons win those 4 or 5 games is there were a lot of games where the Falcons defense just needed to make a stand, and they are Swiss cheese.
Yeah, that's the only hole in this whole thing is they need an edge rusher of some sort.
And Latu is just sitting there. Or Byron Murphy. He's not an edge rusher, but I mean, 3.
Well, the kid from Alabama.
Kid from Alabama I don't think the kid from Alabama is that good.
But it's somebody. I'm like, you need somebody on the edge rushing. But also, I don't. At first, I was shocked. I was 100% shocked. I was like, holy crap, they actually picked Penix. But I don't necessarily hate it with the future in mind, but also you hate it because they're basically conceding that next year they either think they're already really good or they're just not. They're not going to be there. But you paid Kirk Cousins $100 million.
No, they think that they're good. They
That's
think
what I
that
think.
they are. They think
They
good.
think they're already a contender, so it doesn't matter what they.
But they
And
could've
they're not a
traded
contender.
back.
That's the problem.
But if they
Could have traded back 5 picks and
yeah, but
got
I think they would have traded back, but there was nobody to trade back with.
I mean, yeah,
That was the bigger
definitely
issue.
possible.
Who do you trade back with?
I think there's a solid chance they could have traded that pick to the Raiders, and if they would have.
But then the Raiders take a quarterback.
But
Then the Raiders take a quarterback, and then all the quarterbacks are gone by the time they get there.
No, exactly. I think the Raiders would have traded for their pick, and the Falcons would have went to 13.
The Raiders
would have taken Penix.
But I don't agree with the pick, but I can at least see what the GM was thinking.
Jeez,
I can see the thought.
I mean, no. The problem with it all is that we can do all these hypotheticals. The only way to do those hypotheticals is if you didn't bring Cousins in. Like
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate
like
problem.
once I don't know what the date was that they brought in Kirk Cousins, but once that happens, your draft strategy needed to be something besides quarterback. Which, if you wanted to, they could have traded out of 8 for sure and got a ton of picks.
I agree. That's what they should.
And then just made the team better. And
yeah, they didn't make their team better.
You could have taken Spencer Rattler in the 4th or whatever as your quarterback for the future.
My bigger issue with the whole thing is the GM stood up there and said, we'd be happy if Penix didn't play for 4 years. Okay, you're talking about a 25-year-old guy. He's going to be 29. Then also his rookie contract is up. You gotta pay him.
You're gonna have to pick up the 5th round option on a guy that never played football.
You gotta pay him if you think he's gonna be something. So you kind of screwed yourself in that situation.
I heard something today that made me think about it too. Penix is going to look great at practice because he's going to play against scout guys all day long.
Yep.
He's going to pick them apart. So are they going to have locker room issues if Cousins starts to, get little old man coming off an Achilles?
If Cousins struggles at all, it's going to be loud. 100%.
I know it's going to be loud from the outside, but is it going to be loud from the inside?
I think it will be.
And that, I mean, they're doomed.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that Cousins is still hurt? Lingering?
I don't think that played any factor. I saw people saying that. I don't think that played any factor into it.
I mean, I only saw it once or twice, but it made me think maybe there's more to it. Or
don't think it's
Or maybe they're thinking about it and they're like, hey, he is getting older. He just came off of injury.
You just paid him $100 million.
That's the problem. I think the pick also makes sense if you brought in Cousins, but it doesn't make sense with what you brought Cousins in on. Because I think that they're picking him because they think that he's going to get injured again. And so they're doing it as a safety net for this season because, as Blake was saying, they think they're contenders. But if that's the case, you can't give him $90 million guaranteed. Then that's the problem. Yeah. The problem is the number that you gave Cousins.
Yeah, I agree.
The other problem is last year they had and I know Jonathan's going to freak out about this. They had a legit chance for Lamar Jackson, and they would not offer him anything.
Not only did they not offer him anything, out of nowhere, they came out with a press statement and said, we don't want Lamar Jackson. Yeah, crazy. Of nowhere. So the Falcons are they've got issues.
Because they're smart. They're smart.
No, regardless, I don't care what Jonathan
I'm pretty sure I said within 5 years. So now we're on year.
Cousins,
the Falcons
$180 million and not give Lamar Jackson $100
the Falcons with Lamar Jackson last year definitely win the NFC South with one hand tied behind their back.
No question.
And it just the whole argument, once again, I just can't get past the payday. No matter what angle you take, all you have to say is $90 million.
Yeah, you either couldn't pay Kirk what you paid him, or it can't be guaranteed. You could have given that contract and it not been guaranteed, and then it's still not a great pick, but it's reasonable. But I mean, when you've guaranteed the guy so much money, you can't do. I mean, and then also the people saying, "Oh, well, we're trying to do the Green Bay philosophy." No, you're not.
No.
Kirk hasn't even played a snap yet.
The other thing is, even if Kirk starts out slow, you're paying him $90 million guaranteed. You can't bench him. You can't set that money on the bench. You just can't.
They're going to have some serious locker room issues because their locker room is going to be split in half. Half the guys are going to want Kirk to play, and half the guys are going to want Penix to play.
Now, the one thing
if Kirk is not playing well, if Kirk plays,
Toronto does it.
I miss it. Kurt will give what's his name the ball though that tied in. He will give
suck it, Boston.
Screw Boston.
I am so far behind you.
That you're that far?
Oh, what am I doing? I have a freaking phone that I haven't had any of the games on. I'm an idiot.
Swayman finally gets beat by the
Philly pulled it out.
Yeah, Philly won in overtime.
What's that tight end that they got? Pitts. Kirk Cousins will get the ball to Pitts.
Yeah, for once.
Pitts he's gonna. Yeah, Pitts is gonna.
That's the thing. The Falcons have legit talent on their team. I legitimately believe that. They the draft wasn't great probably, but they do have legit talent on their team.
Yeah.
And Pitts has not been used in the 3 years.
Well, and what's his name? The running back from Texas, he'll get used with Raheem Morris. I mean, they're gonna, or whoever the OC is.
Yeah,
Raheem Morris, coach. I don't know, man. See, that's another example with the Falcons. It's 2 years in a row they've drafted a player in the first round they don't need. Like Bijan is a great player, but they drafted him, and Tyler Algier ran for over 1,000 yards, and
I think
had a decent yards per carry. And Bijan's a great running back. He's a good player, but then you didn't give him the ball. So like you wasted your first round pick on a guy you never gave the ball to 3 years in a row. They got Pitts the year before, which they didn't give him the ball. Was London also a first round pick?
London was like number 5 or something. Like
London, they do try.
He gets the ball. He does get the ball.
I'll give him that. Yeah, but you drafted Pitts in the first round. You never throw him the ball. You drafted Robinson in the first round. You never give him the ball, and you've drafted Penix, who's not going to play at all. So like that's like so many years of just wasted first round picks by the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It is bizarre.
And I know we all seen the video. Arthur Blank had to have signed off on this, but he did not look happy. Like he seemed pissed.
I think it was I really think it was the opposite. I think he said this is the move. I know people were spinning that video. I literally think it was. There's just no way. There's no conceivable way they picked him without Arthur Blank saying yes. There's no way.
They just, for some reason, the Falcons drafting, something about their drafting just has no.
It's because they think they're already a contender. That's what they think.
Yeah.
That's the only way it makes sense.
They think
they're a contender, and now they think for the next 15 years they're going to be contenders.
I mean, I guess
that's
good for them.
Only way it makes sense.
The only team that can think they're a contender right now are the Kansas City Chiefs. They are the only team that gets to act like they're contenders.
All right, I will disagree with that statement.
Well,
there's a lot. There are a lot of contenders out there.
They're the only team that won the Super Bowl. They're the only contender.
That doesn't mean that they're the only team that contended for the Super Bowl.
There's definitely other contenders, but I will say the Chiefs. No matter what happens, the Chiefs will win, so it doesn't matter.
All right. We spent a lot of time talking about quarterbacks. Let's go on to the other position that was very crazy over the draft, and that was the wide receivers. Everyone was talking about the wide receivers pre-draft, about how there's just so many guys, and that there's only been 3 busts at the wide receiver position in the past, I don't know, since 2018. Thanks, Dan Orlovsky, for that.
Is that true? I mean, it's a wild thing to say.
Well, I mean, he didn't count Henry Ruggs as a bust because that was a character off the field issue. So, I mean, if
the state penitentiary doesn't capture the bust, the first rounder.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I feel like that is the bust of all busts when you kill someone.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not the. Was anyone surprised by the order? I did not think that Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to go first.
I thought Malik Neighbors was going to go first.
I thought he was going first.
I thought he was too.
I got the first 4 picks right.
There you go. Did he only get picked first because of his name?
Probably, but who cares?
He is a beast. I mean, he's a beast.
He's a beast.
It's kind of one of those things like Marvin Harrison seems like the better NFL prospect because he's got the size. He doesn't have the speed Malik Neighbors has, and I'm not sure he has the hands Malik Neighbors has, but he has the size. And these NFL GMs fall in love with size.
See, I'm not really in on. I feel like there's so many wide receivers that are just drafted on how good they can throw the jump ball. But that's not that high percentage of a play, especially in the NFL. Like we talk about it all the time. What's our least favorite play on here? The freaking goal line fade jump ball. We hate it so much. So I feel like there's so many players that yes, like Jefferson and Chase are amazing at the jump ball, but they're also amazing at so many other things.
I think Malik Neighbors will be the best wide receiver in the draft.
So I just feel like there's so many guys that were drafted that are like all they're good at is like, hey man, I'm just you throw it up and I'll make these college kids look bad and I'll just jump over them and make an amazing catch. But how good are you at other things? I don't know.
That's legit why I think Malik Neighbors should have been taken first. But I can get why they fall in love with Marvin Harrison just because he's got 5 inches on the dude.
What? I just forgot about, and I feel like no one's talking about this, kind of off topic. The Panthers are screwed. They didn't have any draft picks. They're screwed.
I mean, they drafted in the first rounds. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round.
Which he's got an all-time accent, but
he does.
Yeah. They also drafted 2 Texas players. They drafted Jatavion Sanders and the running back, Jonathan Brooks. And so they drafted all offense.
Their owner is an absolute dweeb.
Did they not?
Okay, he's on the list for later. So we'll get to him.
Did they not draft any offensive linemen?
No. So Bryce Young is going to die again. All right, but let's talk. So the receivers, at least in the first 2 rounds, basically went Harrison, Neighbors, Adunze, which was the predicted top 3. It went just as before, or just as it was supposed to. Then Brian Thomas from LSU. I don't think anyone was super shocked that he went next. Worthy goes in the first round. Also not maybe most surprising. Pearsall goes in the first round. That's probably a surprise. I don't think anyone had him as a first round.
I don't even remember him.
Oh, that's the kid from Florida where his highlight reel is insane.
He made that one catch that was what's his face? Shoot.
It was like an
Odell.
It was like
OBJ time.
But he's getting blown up by 2 guys at the same time. It was the most impressive catch I've seen.
Yeah.
Then Leggett, however you say his name, ends the first round.
His name is Leggett.
I hope he's a Hall of Famer just so we can listen to his Hall of Fame.
He's Randy Moss. I mean, he's literally Randy Moss.
Yeah, he is.
And
with a thicker accent.
So that was pretty much the end of the first round was all wide receivers, and it all came from the start of Buffalo trading their pick to the Chiefs, which everyone lost their mind about.
Yeah,
because Buffalo needs a wide receiver.
They got fleeced again.
Why do people keep?
And I don't know. They got fleeced.
Did. I mean, they probably have, let's say, 17 touchdowns next year.
Dude, all I'm saying is, have you guys watched Xavier Worthy play football? He only knows 2 routes. He runs the little swing pass sideways, or he runs straight down the field.
Okay, can I say something about this pick?
Sounds like someone that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw a lot of touchdowns.
Let me say something about this pick. The Chiefs got a little duped by our boy Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
They got a little duped, and they saw this dude run a 4.19 or whatever it was, something ridiculous.
4.21.
4.21. And they were like, we got to have this dude. But I think they got a little duped.
Are they falling for the Raiders trap? They're doing the Raiders trap?
Yeah.
I
think so. Here's my thought process in the whole thing. Number one, I don't have very high hopes for Xavier Worthy because if you look at the top 16 players that ran the fastest at the 40-yard dash in NFL history, none of them have made it past their first contract. So not an idea.
Who was the original guy from like Washington or whatever?
It used to be Jonathan Ross.
Who was the Jonathan Ross? Yes.
Yeah.
Trash.
Sorry, Jonathan Ross III. But yeah, so none of them have been good. I guess Ruggs was good, but then he killed somebody, so then he's not good. That's just not.
And somebody and a dog.
Oh,
I hate it.
I did forget about the dog. So I'm not thrilled on the Worthy pick. I was definitely on team draft. If we're taking a Texas wide receiver, take Mitchell. But
AD Mitchell best of the group.
Here's the good thing. My thought process on that is that if Rashee Rice is going to be suspended for a significant period of time this year, the Chiefs need a possession wide receiver, which is what Rashee Rice was. The fact that we went and drafted a deep threat wide receiver, which we already got in free agency with Hollywood Brown, makes me think that the Chiefs know something, that Rice isn't going to be suspended for very long.
That was an all-time spin zone.
I'm telling you, that's what I was thinking from it. I'm like, I'm still thinking he's going to get 6 games, but I think that they think that Rice is only getting 6 games.
I don't know that he gets suspended at all, to be honest. The way the NFL goes,
he will be.
Does he really deserve to be suspended, though? All he did was speed.
He walked away from a crime.
Well, I mean, no one was hurt.
Who has
people were hurt?
All right,
people were hurt. He also had guns and drugs in the car.
It's kind of like my theory on drinking and driving. Until you hurt someone, it's
Oh my god!
So I really thought the Chiefs were going to do something like a McConkey or a Polk kind of thing with but maybe not in the first. Maybe looking for them in the second. A guy that can just get you first downs, but not an all-star, not a home run hitter. McConkey's a Wes Welker.
Don't speak against my guy Ladd. He might be a Hall of Famer. You never know.
I mean, Wes Welker's a Hall of Famer. We're not speaking bad against him.
My guy McConkey.
But so the internet lost their mind because the Bills traded to the Chiefs.
If Bill Belichick was still coaching, Ladd McConkey would have been a first rounder, first pick.
Oh, Ladd and Cooper DeJean would have been in there.
Oh yeah,
that was messed up.
Hey, Mad Mel.
Talk about racism and DEI. That was the most racist thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mad Mel losing it over Cooper DeJean was hilarious.
That should have been top 15.
Did that get in trouble for tipping picks? Is that why he's like, I don't want anyone out of the NFL to get their panties in a wad? Did you hear Ty say that whenever he was talking about the Cooper DeJean pick for Green Bay? He was like, he's sitting over there. He's like, I might have seen that the Packers draft a person.
No,
and so he said, no, I'm not going to tip the pick because I don't want anyone in the NFL to get their panties in a wad.
I'm telling you, we were talking about this before the draft. I think that the NFL got onto the insiders this year because I really didn't see the insiders tipping the picks on Twitter before they were actually drafted.
Some of them definitely still work.
I'm saying, but they weren't 5 minutes in advance. They were definitely tweeting it out 30 seconds in advance, but they weren't tweeting it out 5 minutes in advance like normal because I think that they got mad. And so when Ty saw that it was what?
They should get mad.
Yeah. So I think Ty, probably does the same thing like we did. He probably follows a bunch of Green Bay insiders, and they were tipping the picks, just like we saw with Atlanta and with Kansas City. But Schefter wasn't tweeting it out, and he saw that they weren't taking Cooper DeJean, and so then he got mad.
They ruined the draft by tipping the picks. It's like we don't even have to watch. Ruin it.
Yeah, it takes away from the whole thing. They already ruined the draft by not having it in New York anymore, so there's no players actually at the draft.
That's true.
Part of the fun is watching Roger Goodell get booed as he walks up for
everything. Hey, he did get booed a little bit. Hey, so did Kathy Hochul. Rightfully so. Kathy Hochul got booed out the waz. All them Detroit fools.
All right. We mentioned him a little bit earlier. Let's go back to him. Sorry. Last thing on the wide receivers. Is A.D. Mitchell going to sue the NFL for being discriminated against because he has diabetes?
That was crazy. I'm not going to lie. That was crazy to me.
Can he?
I don't know. Can he?
To be fair, we have Adam Morrison. He was a little bit of a case study in diabetes.
The kid from Gonzaga?
Good professional.
Is that the kid from Gonzaga?
Yeah, did not turn out to be a good professional.
Yeah,
he has diabetes?
Oh, yeah, he has diabetes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Look at that. The long-haired guy?
So
yeah.
Adam Morrison didn't have the little automatic injector of the insulin, so he was on the bench like injecting himself with shots.
Nice.
A.D. Mitchell should be having the automatic injector at this point.
So is that why Adam Morrison had such a shit career?
Yeah, it's diabetes. He had to give himself shots all the time.
Hey, that's the same thing that they're saying about Mitchell, though, is that when his blood sugar gets low, that he's a bad professional and he just gives up. And it's
Get
just
that
like,
little patch on your arm; it'll inject you automatically when it's.
No, actually, I don't like that.
oh, but how does that work? What if that gets ripped off in the middle of a
It
play?
could.
Man?
It's got.
Maybe he can't.
It could.
I like the mental toughness of having to go. If you chug a couple monsters or cold beers, you got to then go read the reading. Go, man, I'm kind of a scumbag, and then shoot yourself up. I think that's a good it shows some mental toughness. You know what I mean?
Self-discipline. That's some good self-discipline.
Yeah, rather than just chugging them and it just shoots you up. Like, come on, you're not having that.
Don't let your body do it automatically. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah, no. You've already ruined that opportunity. You
Would
lost that.
He's type 1. He didn't ruin it.
I know, but your body ruined it your body wasn't mentally tough enough. So it ruined it for you. So now, you got to overcome adversities. That's what this world is all about, overcoming adversities.
Would having diabetes count as having a disability?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, today's world, yeah, probably.
Kind of like autism.
He probably.
I'm just saying.
He probably gets a handicap sticker.
No, my point is that if he is going to be able to sue the NFL, it's going to be under ADA because,
I bet he gets a handicap sticker, and that man goes to Walmart, and you're like, who's this guy in the big Raptor pulling up with the handicap sticker? It's an NFL player. You're like, oh my gosh.
I got diabetes.
I thought that was probably the stupidest but funniest story from the NFL draft.
He's just probably riding around in an electric cart too.
We got this great player with diabetes. Can't draft him because he's got diabetes.
He's got diabetes.
Type 1 diabetic.
Hey,
a solid argument, Austin. I mean, come on.
He's a good kid too. All this bullshit that
Dude, Ballard was pissed. He was not having it.
I'm sorry for the language. I'm not sorry for the language, but I'm sorry for the language.
He said, I'm sorry for the language, and then just decided, I apologize. So now I can curse as many times as I want to.
That's how that works, right?
I'm actually not sorry for the language.
Shane and I have been using that policy our entire lives. If you apologize for saying the language, I thought that's how it worked.
I was told at work the other day that I'm supposed to be a little bit more politically correct. I said, well, you might as well just fire me then.
Cool. Yeah,
looking for a job when I found this one.
I'll say it's an even number year, so you might get fired for not being politically correct this year.
That's true.
Well, I'm already running for office.
All right, there you go. You still got 4 more years before you can be on the docket.
I've already started my campaign for Groesbeck School District.
All right. Let's talk about how college football is ruining the draft and the NFL, specifically NIL and the transfer portal. You look at the late rounds in this NFL draft, and you can tell that the GMs are just grasping at straws and picking players that they have never heard of. They were just like, yeah, that kid, sure. I think that the 7th round was all decided by a dartboard, and the GMs just threw a dart at the board and were like, all right, sweet, we got this guy now. Because there is absolutely no reason why the University of Texas 4th string running back should get drafted in the NFL ever.
That was wild to me.
I also think, when are they going to stop putting the college they played for up there and it just says NCAA? Because you can't say. Yeah, I mean, you got to put all of them up there.
University of Texas via Purdue, Xavier, Alabama, and then to Texas.
There was legit a guy that had no college next to him because he never played college football.
Yeah, but there's always one guy that gets drafted that.
I had to look this dude up. He was from Atlanta. Somehow at 18 years old ended up in the CFL and then ended up in the NFL. the wildest thing to me.
Good for him.
Good career move. Can't pass a class, go to the CFL.
It's like, what was his name? His last name was Hogan. He was number 15 for the Patriots. He played lacrosse.
Oh, Ben Hogan.
Oh,
it's not Ben.
Was it Kevin
I thought it
Hogan?
was Ben.
Brian.
Huh? Chris Hogan.
Chris Hogan.
Is it Chris Hogan?
School with the Chris
It was
Hogan.
one of those names.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris Hogan.
One of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a lacrosse player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude went off during the Super Bowl.
he did.
Oh, hey, this has to do with football and NFL. What is the
Damn it, Elon.
We got none of
our
that.
Taylor Swift insider think about the new album?
Oh,
Loves it. She's very upset that other people don't
is
love
it because
she
it's
does.
terrible?
No, actually, I think it's kind of a bop.
It's definitely not a bop.
I
You
haven't
might like
listened
it,
to
but
a
it's not a
single
bop.
song on it. Have not
Every
listened
song
to
is
a
the
Taylor
saddest
single
thing of all
song.
time.
To be fair, I've only listened
Is
to
she
one
losing her
song.
fastball?
Very good.
Here's what I'll say. She's got some creativity in the lyrics and things like that. We need a little bit more music, Taylor. There's not very much music to your music album this time. It's a lot of you talking. It's talk singing.
How did we get from college football to Taylor Swift?
What we're really going to need out of Taylor is Taylor needs to learn how to stay up past 3:30 in the morning with her boyfriend.
Oh, I saw that.
This man left Taylor Swift in bed and went and partied.
Travis was going hard.
Hey,
That's great.
speaking of that, congratulations, Travis, for becoming the highest paid tight end in NFL history. Good job.
TMZ article literally been like Travis Kelce pictured partying without Taylor Swift at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's a normal human being thing.
You're like, guess what, dude? Every dude has been there. Leave the wife, leave the girlfriend in the hotel. I'm gonna go drink till 5:30.
5:30 in the morning. Like, yeah, I also would not be there at 5:30 in the morning.
I done that in Vegas one time. Ash went to the room. She said, "We got a flight at 7 a.m., which don't book a 7 a.m. flight out of Vegas." And she said, "You're going to wake us up, right?" I said, "Yeah." Me and old Primo Dustin went down to the bar till 5:30 in the morning. He come banging on my door at 8 o'clock. "Shane, you're supposed to be on a flight." I said, "Shit."
So that flight didn't actually get canceled?
You should have just never went to bed. If your flight was at 7 a.m. and you got back from the bar at 5:30, you should have went straight to the airport.
I don't remember going to bed. I thought I was ready to go to the airport.
All right, let's talk about our team specifically because that's about an hour off of random things.
Oh, I love what the Saints did.
Just so we can – yeah, we got to get the clicks, though, so we got to start with America's team.
I can give you a quick summarized version. I have no idea who they picked. We got Zeke, though. We're all in. We got Zeke.
Yeah, we're all in back to 2017.
No clue who they drafted. We got my guy, Ezekiel.
Okay, no, Tyler. You know Tyler Guyton.
He had 39 rush yards last year. He was killing it. We got Zeke.
Who did the Cowboys draft?
That's America's team.
My brother-in-law and sister pretty much hate Zeke. And when I saw that come across my timeline, I was like, this is a joke, but I'm going to text them anyway.
That is Jerry.
He's like, Zeke's coming back.
Up the draft. That's Jerry Jones trying to cover up his draft.
Oh, you got an offensive lineman.
Okay, no, Tyler Guyton is he's
good.
We're gonna see if he's good because he's gonna start as a rookie at left tackle. So we're gonna see if he's good.
He should be good.
Or right tackle. One
Rest
of the
of the draft, I literally have no clue who they picked.
And then
Marshawn Nealon.
My problem with the Cowboys, they didn't fix the secondary.
No, they got Deron Wayne, pick six king.
Pick six king who also gives up 200 yards a game.
They got him and Trayvon Diggs, pick six kings. They both get beat 20 times a game, but they're going to give you a pick six every once in a while.
We'll see if it works.
The Cowboys, I'm not going to lie, Jerry Jones is dead to me because he just doesn't shut up. Don't say you're all in and sign nobody.
Well, also, don't say after round one, we're going to draft Jonathan Brooks at number 56.
Crazy.
Because then other teams who want him, like the Carolina Panthers, trade up in front of you, like the Carolina Panthers did. Like, I cannot believe that he willingly went out there and said, here's who we're taking with our second-round pick.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
If you just say, hey, we think our roster is good enough to compete already, everyone in Cowboys land is going to say, great, we don't really care what you sign then. But saying, oh, we're all in on free agency and you literally sign nobody, what are we doing?
Who is more mentally inept, Jerry Jones or Joe Biden?
They both have a good conversation together, I can tell you that.
I think we need to. I think that's going to be a whole podcast over that's going to be an off-season podcast right there.
They could eat some ice cream together. They could gum it to death. They'd have a great conversation.
Jerry Jones at least doesn't shake ghost hands.
I say,
and he knows which direction to walk as well,
or like walk around like a
Roomba.
But
okay, so we'll have to add this to the argument. Jerry Jones is significantly younger.
Oh, that's sad. Great. How much younger? 14 years?
Jerry Jones is only 82.
Oh, crap.
So
I got a better. Let's put him on Epstein Island for this debate.
All right.
Oh, Epstein Island got bought by Disney, though.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that. Couldn't imagine there's going to be any illegal stuff going on there.
All right, that's a different conversation. Yeah, we were just we need to find who are all the old people that are currently in charge of major things and then have a debate on who is the best at doing their thing.
Here's what
so far, Jerry Jones and Joe Biden are two great candidates. We need to find a couple others.
Add David Tepper to the mix.
No, David Tepper's not old enough.
Hey, fellas, if you turn 80, just enjoy your life. Enjoy your grandkids. Enjoy your kids. You're going to die soon.
Enjoy your great grandkids. You're 80.
Probably getting close to great grandkids.
All right.
You're not really. You're closer to death than you are even retirement.
Stress yourself out with more work.
I love. Apparently, recently, Obama, Bill Clinton, and Biden were all on a show together.
What show?
And it was. It's or like a podcast or something like that.
There's a lot of felonies in one room.
It might have been Obama's podcast, but basically the person, the person that I was talking to that listened to it was basically like it was really sad to see two former presidents and our current president, and then look at the mental state of Bill Clinton, who was president in 1998, and just be like he's still more like charismatic and smart than our current president.
I did not have sexual relations with that lady.
I'll go full QAnon here. Bill Clinton is drinking the blood of infants and making himself younger.
There you go.
That all-white party is a little sketchy.
I work with a guy that
all-white party, baby.
Bill Clinton's
we got way off topic.
Yeah.
Way off topic.
Hey, where's the frogs at? Where's the frogs at?
And that
Party the frogs gay.
And that is the Dallas Cowboys, everybody. All right.
That's what Jerry's thinking about right now. So
hey, here's another PSA before we get back on topic. If you're a grandchild of an 80-something-year-old grandparent, you don't argue with your grandparent about their preferences in the world over social media. If they post something on Facebook that you don't agree with, arguing with your 80-something-year-old grandfather is not ever going to get you anywhere. Just chill out.
Please,
you're not changing.
Please don't curse at your grandma for questioning Dr. Fauci. That's not going to end well. And they're both the same age, so they're both in the same mental state, probably.
All right, let's talk about the Saints.
We did a lot of good. I wasn't.
The Saints. I'm on team. The Saints had maybe the best first names drafted.
Yeah, we got.
Okay.
Tylese Fuagaga.
Yeah, you also got Kool-Aid McKinstry, obviously great.
Oh, I like that one.
And Bub Means.
That's such a New Orleans pick.
I'm buying me a Kool-Aid jersey.
Bub Means is a great New Orleans Saints player. Bub Means.
I do like that one. Bubba Means.
He sounds like he could go to the Bayou right now and fit right on in.
And then
Xavier Legette have the same accent.
Just to help out those Southern Baptists, they also drafted a Josiah. Like we're good. The Saints covered all their bases when it comes to the names.
Josiah Izarim. he's going to be a beast. Actually, I think the Saints have better draft than people are giving, which I hate the whole grading after the draft. We don't know. These guys probably all suck. And you let freaking the Saints get a hold of them, they're really going to blow it up. But I think we got needs. Every draft, I'm always Saints need cornerback. That's usually our downfall. We got us a cornerback. I think he'll be pretty good. I like getting Austin and Blake, kind of changed my mind on the offensive tackle pick. You always need offensive line. I like it. That guy's a really good offensive lineman. So I think we done good. Help but
no. You got Bub Means, man.
We
do got Bub
Means. I think he's probably I've never heard of the guy, nor will he probably play it down this year. But you know what? Good for us. We got him.
No, he was good in college, wasn't he? That's why I've heard of him.
My problem is I think Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to get definitely arrested at that casino in New Orleans.
Oh, Kool-Aid is if I've seen a hit and run in the future for anyone, he is target number one.
Yeah, he's
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I mean, but cool name, and we drafted him, so we can
cool
say
name.
that.
Saints might win the cool name draft this year. And good news for the Saints. The NFC South really didn't do that much.
No.
I mean, I think the Panthers somehow got worse.
Okay, let's talk about our boy David Tepper. You can't take a dude's hat off like that.
Oh, yes, you can. I'm sorry.
Do that.
No, I'm sorry. If you have, I am. This is a rare moment. I am partially team David Tepper. If you make a sign outside criticizing how your team drafts, and then you're wearing an Eagles hat instead of a Panthers hat, you take that hat off.
Oh, that was the worst. That dude should have got punched in the face.
Now you have no right to be making a sign criticizing the Panthers, and then you're not repping the Panthers.
If I had a grown man walk up to me and take my hat off my head like that,
I'm punching him in the face.
If it was a Panthers hat, he should get punched in the face.
He should get punched.
But you're out there in an Eagles hat in Panthers territory making because on the sign it says "we." You ain't a we. You're an Eagle.
Boo! David Tepper's the worst human being on the planet.
I will say,
I still agree with that statement. David Tepper is the worst human being out there. But the guy wearing the Eagles hat is also a bad guy.
Tepper. He's the worst human being.
Well, you have to remember, there's guys like Blake out here that have 6 teams they have to cheer for. They can only wear one hat.
As a fellow NFC South guy, that dude cannot take a man's hat off like that.
I will say the balls on Tepper to tell his driver, hey, turn around.
Yeah,
turn
stop.
around.
That's crazy. That is a psychopathic level of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's never been a man with more short person syndrome than David Tepper.
How tall is he? He's got to be about 5'4".
Because the best thing is, he wasn't driving. It's not like he hit the brakes and turned himself. He had to tell his driver, hey.
Well, doesn't he also come in like with his security guard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He had security with him in case he got punched in the face, which he should have.
Disagree.
I can't find his height, but he has serious short guy energy because the first Google suggestion says David Tepper yacht. That dude is 5'4", no doubt.
He's paying Google to have his first search come up about his yacht.
He's 5'4".
I hate
Who is David
I do too.
New wife.
All right.
There's no way that someone's not punching him in the face in the next 5 years. That he's getting punched in the face.
I mean, that dude punched that dude right in the face. Look at Ron Rivera. How tall is Ron Rivera? That dude is 5'4".
Honestly, Ron Rivera might be a pretty big human being.
He's probably about 6'4".
Yeah,
So David Tepper might be a pretty big human being. I'm just saying
he's kind of alpha Robert Kraft here.
Oh, Robert Kraft definitely.
Put Robert Kraft in that talk.
I mean, You know what? Hey, I'm sorry to say it, Mr. David Tepper. Clearly, you are an average, height human being, if not a tall human being, which means you got small dick, dude. Sorry, it's just how it goes. Like, he's not.
It's probably worse to him that he's average height.
Yeah, he's not short, so there's only one thing that explains his behavior.
Oh, he's definitely got a small pee-pee. He bought his coworker's house and tore it down. Like,
all right, that's kind of funny though. I thought that one was good. But he's
a cartoon character. He is not real. He's not real.
Blake said it best. He told his driver to stop. That's wild.
That is wild. He saw that sign and took it personally. That was a random bar in Charlotte. Who
All
cares?
I'm saying is, hey,
this is
David,
a guy with $20 billion.
Because I know that David Tepper probably is constantly Google searching his name, and I'm going to make sure that this pops up in his feed. Mr. Tepper, you can't try that stuff in Texas, okay? If you take a Dallas Cowboy fan hat off of his head in Texas, you will not be punched. They will probably shoot you. Don't do it.
That poor guy made $45,000 last year, and you took his hat off of his head in his barbecue restaurant that is failing. My gosh, that dude has an ego problem out the wazoo. I would punch that dude so quickly.
this is an open invitation to David Tepper. Come on the football team.
Please come defend yourself. Please email us at fikpodcast@gmail.com.
Literally every podcast in America is like, please tell us what you were thinking in that moment. You stopped your limo or whatever you were driving.
No. I don't want to talk to him.
Car,
I want to talk to his driver.
I
want to talk to his
the guy
driver.
with the hat on. Was he so shocked that a grown man took his hat off his head and placed it on the table? What happened there?
I want to talk to his driver. What was his driver's first thought when he said, stop the car?
Oh, I bet he was
probably
like, not again, not again.
Oh, he's probably used to it. His first reaction was he slammed on the brakes. He did his job.
I bet he said not again. I bet this has happened before. We just didn't have cameras.
The dude is probably trying to go back to Uber Eats, to drive for Uber Eats, as opposed to for David Tepper.
What's better, throwing a drink at a fan?
Or throwing a drink at a fan? No,
this is worse. This is way worse.
No, because
throwing the drink is in the moment.
At least the drink, we knew you were trying to be rude. The hat was kind of like,
no, but
that was just
he
weird.
Turned around, bro.
It was just
weird.
He
threw the drink on his own fans.
Oh, but we expect that.
True.
We expect that. We don't expect him to stop at a local joint with the guy making $40,000 a year and take his hat off his head and place it on the table. That was
probably not even able to afford his child support.
Oh,
the poor guy just showed up to work at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
The next time I see Blake, if he is wearing a hat, I am taking that off his head so fast. He's so offended by this.
That's the most emasculating thing that's ever happened in American history. We had Paul Revere.
And if I ever miss this Paul Revere.
That was a crazy move.
If I ever become unbelievably wealthy, I'm buying Blake's house and tearing it down.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
I keep praying that a tree falls on my house every night. So
you know what they say in Texas? If you take a man's hat off, you're either sleeping with him or getting punched in the face. So
yeah, exactly.
Wow, I didn't know it was gonna go there.
All right.
Maybe Tepper's trying to tell us something.
That was a crazy move, though. That was crazy.
Let's move it within the division. Let's talk about the Falcons. We already mentioned them a little bit with their first round pick, but from there, did they do anything that's going to make them any good? They spent a lot of their draft picks on the defensive line.
This goes back.
This is what they need.
They already think they're good.
They need the defensive line. Just the question is, are they going to be good enough?
I hope they don't win more than
here's the
5
thing.
games.
Everyone in the NFC South sucks, so they're comparing themselves to them.
Yeah, I didn't even see one of the picks that the Bucs made. Did they have any draft picks?
I don't know if they exist.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Carolina, go back to kicking on Tepper. Carolina's going to have the number 1 draft pick next year.
Well, yeah, they don't have any offensive line.
So you've got the Saints are going to win realistically 6 games. The Bucs are going to win what? 7 games. So they're just thinking we can beat out that. They're just trying to get into the dance.
I agree. I think that's it. That's all it is too.
We'll see how it goes. All right. Fair enough. That's the Falcons. All right. Let's talk about the Raiders. The Raiders fans are freaking pissed.
I don't know why. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Brock Bowers.
Brock
Bowers pretty good.
That was the only guy Bill Belichick had nothing bad to say about.
Because he's a Travis Kelce type. Hey, Austin, I hate it. Travis Kelce type player, but more athletic.
No, but he's
too small.
Way smaller.
He's small.
He's 6'3".
Did you see that picture he took with Travis Kelce? That was the worst thing he ever did.
Yeah, he's a lot smaller than Kelce.
He's
athletic, but he doesn't have that size.
No, for sure. But he's a very good receiving tight end.
Yeah, I mean he's basically a slot wide receiver at this point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a beast. I mean, he's a beast. I would not be.
He's a beast
at all.
The problem is who's going to throw him the ball.
It's a good question, but
my boy Gardner
sucks. He's very bad.
And all
my boy Minshew, baby.
I mean, I will say I'm super happy for Patrick Mahomes because 2 of the quarterbacks he's got to face this year is either Bo Nix or not Drew Lock, the Zach Wilson. All right, that's not bad. Or Gardner Minshew. Those are 2 of it. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback, so that kind of sucks. But what is the AFC West doing?
The Raiders were the victims of the Falcons because
yes.
Ultimately the Raiders were going for quarterback. They would have taken whoever was left, but the Falcons took them.
We were trying to get Penix, and then the Falcons fucked it up.
If the Falcons pick him, they would have had him.
That's fair. I get that. That's all happening. My other thing, if you're in the Raiders camp, how do you not draft any secondary, basically?
All our late picks are secondary.
You got that's not good, man.
You're going against
Kelce.
It was tight end,
Brown,
center,
Rashee Rice,
tackle, cornerback, linebacker, running back, safety, cornerback.
Yeah, I got them all pulled up right here. I got them all. You're taking late round guys trying to hope that they can cover Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. And then, it's not like the Broncos wide receivers are bad. Like, Sutton's a good wide receiver. The Chargers.
Bo Nix slinging around.
The Chargers don't have a wide receiver, so
they gave everyone up.
That's
fine.
Said
we're going strictly offensive tackle.
Those are weapons. They're weapons.
I mean, we all knew Harbaugh was going to build the trenches. Like, anyone who thought that Harbaugh was going to come out there and draft a bunch of skill players has never talked to either Harbaugh or listened to them or seen any of their play styles. Michigan plays the most boring style of football ever. It was just, we are going to punch you in the mouth, and they won the national championship.
But it was hilarious to say, we think offensive tackle is a skill position.
Which is fair.
While singing the Michigan fight song in the Chargers war room.
Yeah. He's hilarious.
Dude's a national.
But I don't hate what the Raiders did. I mean, they picked the best guy available in that position. That's all you can do because you needed a quarterback. There was no quarterbacks available. You didn't reach.
So you just took
that was the important part. They didn't reach.
I think Brock Bowers is a good pick. If I'm the Raiders, I'm strengthening my strength, and I'm adding another piece to that defensive line and just obliterating people. I'm just obliterating everyone.
The only other thing I think they could have done is traded down. But that's hard to orchestrate in like a 7-minute span.
I think they could have taken Murphy or they could have taken Latu.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And I think that with them and with Crosby and everyone else that they have.
I like our second-round pick. I like our third-round pick.
I do think that Bowers was probably rated in the top 7 or something like that, or top 6, and they never expected him to be there. And then suddenly he was there, and they were like, "Oh shoot, we're taking him."
I mean, I'm not joking. Last year, you would have at the end of last year when Georgia won a national title. If he was eligible for the draft, the dude would have been a top 10 pick.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. He should have been this year.
Right in. It's insane.
He should have been this year.
Yeah.
So just take them.
I like the pick. The Raiders fans that are upset, I'm like, I know you took a tight end last year, but still, I don't.
You know who should have drafted him? The Chargers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The only problem is he can't block. Harbaugh's not going to be a fan of that.
Right now, you have no one to throw the football to. So
also, tight ends don't have to block these days, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
He's got some offensive tackle.
They're just
He can
wide
run some
receivers.
offensive
At this point, tight end is just a wide receiver.
Correct.
100% agree.
Except for George Kittle.
Except for Kittle.
Except for Kittle. But he's a pretty good wide receiver, too.
I mean, he gets 2 catches every 6 games. He's really not that good of a wide receiver.
But
He'll have one big
but
game,
they're
and that's
usually
it.
big catches.
That's the thing. He'll get like a 40-yard reception. Everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, but
They
he'll get 1 catch every 5 games.
They don't
It's
try
just
to
that
use-
one game that he gets a catch. He gets 12 catches for 200 yards.
I think the 49ers do him a disservice.
Yeah, they should use him way better than they do. But that's McCaffrey's team.
Yeah, and I mean, they got Debo, all that.
Not for long.
Kittle's the 5th option on that team.
Debo is the player they should trade, not Ayuk.
I think I got tuberculosis.
Ayuk's a beast. That's not good.
And they ain't got to pay IU like that.
I don't really have much to say about the Chiefs that we haven't said. We'll see what he can do. I don't have the highest of hopes, but he runs real fast, so good for him. And I'm excited for him to be on my team because my wife likes the University of Texas, so now she'll have a better reason to watch the Chiefs games because she'll like to watch and root for him. So that's good.
You can teach how to run routes too.
Yeah, the Chiefs drafted Penei Sewell's cousin or brother or whatever his name, whoever he is. So we got us a big old Polynesian boy over there playing offensive tackle. He's gonna have to start, so he better be good.
Careful with that. Careful with that word, boy.
Oh.
Relax.
Oh. Whoa, brother.
I'm getting a little frustrated towards the end.
There was no
that
derogatory meaning behind that.
Definitely not at all. My only thing is that there's probably zero way that the Chiefs defense can play as well as they did last year, so the offense needs to step up. That's the thing.
Hey, you know what? It's already started. It's only, April? We've already started the Chiefs slander. They're going to win the Super Bowl.
It's not slander.
Gosh.
It's not
slander.
It's not slander. The Chiefs had a historic defense last year. Odds are they're not going to be historic 2 years in a row. So if they want to win the Super Bowl, their offense needs to step up a bit.
I agree with
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a book out of Austin's page. The Raiders are going to be awful.
Yeah, start talking.
We're going to be terrible.
I did not say that we're going to be awful. I said if we want to win the Super Bowl, if the defense goes down, the offense got to go up. That's just a logical statement.
By what week next year is every national pundit saying, "Oh, the Chiefs are dead. Pat Mahomes is dead"?
Oh,
week 3,
I mean, we already know the
3,
Chargers are going to win the offseason.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to be Super Bowl favorites.
Week 3, Pat Mahomes is dead. Andy Reid is washed. All of them suck. And then by week 24, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, we knew it was going to happen again."
All I know is that no matter whoever Peter Schrager says is going to win the Super Bowl, I'm going to put my life savings on it because he's right every year.
But he's a David Tepper supporter, so I can't support him anymore.
He's right about everything, though.
He is pretty good. He was pretty right about the draft too.
He was spot on with the
I
draft.
believe he was number 1 on the mock draft rankings.
Like he just knows everything. Like you got to put some faith in him.
I
keep
kind of
talking
like
shit about Tepper
I
like
wish he
that.
would-
He's going to show up at your house.
Stop defending Tepper.
I hope Tepper does show up at my house.
Nah, he ain't going to show up at your house. He's going to show up at Blake's house.
He only picks the barbecue joints that are about to close down with the dude making $10 an hour.
I hope David Tepper somehow makes the top of Twitter like tonight/tomorrow morning. That way, when I post this, I can just make it all about David Tepper, and we'll just get all the views.
Dude,
David Tepper's liable to have a tree fall on my house.
Dude can't even get the stupid bar rescue guy to his barbecue joint to rescue it.
Yeah.
And David Tepper's trying to ruin his
Takes his
business.
dang hat off and puts it on the table in front of him.
That is a pretty disrespectful move. Like that, you want to
messed up. That's crazy.
I mean,
Oh, wow. Austin, on other Chiefs news, since we haven't had a podcast in 2 months, How do we feel about the kid that's never played football coming over to
Oh,
rugby
That
player?
kid's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Easy.
Louis, my boy Louis.
Yeah, are we excited? I watched a shit ton of highlights on that guy on the rugby field. What a beast!
Is he playing rugby sevens or traditional rugby?
Traditional.
Oh, I like rugby sevens.
I mean, he probably plays both, but I mean, he would be unfair in
He's
sevens.
a beast,
He's so
dude. He's so.
My thought process is I hope that he doesn't fumble punts. That's it. Because the Chiefs are notorious. And guess what? They drafted Xavier Worthy, who's supposed to become a great returner. He is notorious for fumbling punts. So I hope that it is our fast Welshman that is going to be doing our returns and not Xavier Worthy. Or what I said they should do is put them both back there and run an option. And the rugby guy catches it, and then he's ready to pitch it.
Let him pitch it.
Is this rugby guy a white?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Shane, have you not looked him up?
No.
Shane, have you not looked him up? Look him up.
Bro, he's an animal.
This dude runs.
Like he eats raw potatoes white. That's how white he is.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he's got the whitest freaking teeth. Like, I don't know what he does to his teeth, but it looks awkward.
So if he
you can buy that.
If he becomes a star,
I got some of that toothpaste. Go buy it.
Ashley Ann will sell it to you.
You'll sell it to $25 for a tube. It does not work. Secret's out.
If he becomes a star, when is every team in the NFL jump on that bandwagon and start trying to pick up these rugby guys and Australian football?
They need to start picking up these rugby guys to play like middle linebacker because some of those guys are big and
some of those guys are massive.
Yeah,
I've always thought. Remember, we used to sit around at like 3 a.m. and watch Australian football.
Yeah,
the hairstyle's a bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, he's from He's from Europe, man. He's from Europe. Give him a sec.
It's a little different.
The thing I'm most concerned about is that he's gonna knock himself unconscious because he doesn't know how to tackle with a helmet. Like it's gonna be like episode 1 of Friday Night Lights. Like Coach didn't teach me to tackle.
Coach Haley didn't sued.
He looks like a beast, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's gonna be legit. He might be the great white hope that Cooper DeJean thought he was.
I mean, here's the real thing.
Great white hope.
Could teams start bringing over these rugby guys so that they don't have a kicker? Because what's something that people didn't show, he's an amazing kicker.
You could kick and return punts.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, is Justin Houston still on the Chiefs?
Justin Houston, like the defensive end that is like 40 years old? No.
Who was the guy who was the safety that was kicking field goals?
Justin Reed.
Justin Reed. Is Justin Reed still on the Chiefs?
He is, but he can only kick far. He can't kick straight.
Justin Reed, we got Louis Zim remit, and we got old boy with the long hair.
I would say that no one is ready for the Chiefs onside kick packages this year, but they scrapped the onside kick because they're chickens.
Yeah, that was messed up, actually. That's actually kind of messed up.
I got to warn the team, hey, I'm going to do an onside kick, everybody.
Louis Z. Rimet is going to be out there. He's going to be a weapon.
Oh, the
Bills? He's going to suck. He's going to be so bad. He's going to not make a roster, but.
The Bills drafted a rugby player, too.
There's a couple out there.
7th round.
All right, wait. Well, before we get on to, because he was the most fun player out of this draft is definitely Keon Coleman. Have y'all been listening to this dude's interviews since he got drafted?
He is right in the head.
They need to put him and Jameis need to have a podcast that would just be wild.
Did you see Jameis Fishing interviewing the fish?
Yeah,
that was hilarious. And then Jameis with Theo Vaughn was hilarious.
Oh my God, I love Jameis Winston.
Jameis and Keon Coleman need to host a podcast together. What a surprise! They both went to Florida State.
Yeah, there's a bunch of idiots going there. I can tell you that.
I need to go on a rant.
Uh-oh.
I need to go on a rant.
If it's Jameis Winston,
Cam Newton should not be allowed anywhere near the fucking game. I am so tired of Cam Newton being anywhere around football. We get it, dude. You were one hit wonder. You were a bust. Go fuck yourself. Disappear.
You're
getting beat up by high school coaches. Like, no one fucking cares about your goddamn opinion. And damn it, Cam, start wearing normal fucking clothes. And then on top of that, I don't want to see. Why
Hey,
is he?
I like Cam.
Why is he doing
style.
draft day coverage? Why is this man interviewing Caleb Williams going, be yourself, man. Be yourself. You're just like me. I hope you're not, because guess what? That means you're going to be a fucking bust, dude.
Hey, to be
Fuck
fair,
that guy. I hope he goes bankrupt and fucking.
He won it. I'm sorry. We can't call any player who won MVP a bust. Sorry. I don't.
Yes,
no,
we can.
No,
we can.
if you win
Yes, we
MVP, you are officially not a bust.
He went to one Super Bowl, had one good season, and he was done.
Yeah, that's
was
better
done.
than most
Hey, to be
quarterbacks
fair-
have in their entire career.
He was done.
To be fair, when he got beat up, that was in Atlanta.
He
and
got
that's just
beat
something
up by
you gotta be prepared
parents
for
and
when you walk
coaches.
into Atlanta.
I have
we
a
gonna-
question for
Why
Blake
is he?
before we
Why I
move
don't
on.
understand why he's so relevant in today's media.
Blake,
Why?
would
He brings
it
nothing
be
to the table.
okay?
He brings an uneducated piece of shit mind to the table. The guy's a fucking bum.
Would it be
roast
okay
his
for David Tepper
style.
to take Cam Newton's hat because of how silly it is?
Yes.
No, you can never
He
take
should
another man's hat.
He
You
should
can
take
never
it off,
his hat.
stomp on it, and tell
I'm
him to
just
go
saying.
back.
Same with Cam.
Also,
Where the fuck he's
David
from.
Tepper was Cam Newton's. Well, can't say that. He owned the football team that Cam Newton played for.
Yeah, LeBron would have a problem with you saying that one.
Yeah, but
He's his owner.
To be fair, Cam Newton's hair often comes through his hat.
Hey,
Much larger endeavor to take the hat off of Cam Newton.
Dude, I just don't get it. Why? Like, where he came out of nowhere this year, and now he's
I think
involved
it's
in all
definitely
this shit.
acceptable for. I think it's acceptable for David Tepper to
Yes,
take Cam
I think
Newton's
so.
hat.
I think he should buy Cam Newton's house and burn it down. Not tear it down, burn it down.
no one's gonna be listening this far into it, but here's Jameis Winston interviewing an amphibian, a fish.
Not an amphibian.
And as you know, he's wobbling. His name for the talk because he is an amphibian. Is he an amphibian? No, he's a fish. If you've seen SpongeBob, you see a lot of red fin herrings, but you don't see them called a lot. Red fin herrings. Thread fin herring. A thread fin. If you look at this, to explain the significance
If you can't,
Like, at least James is funny. At least he's funny. Cam Newton's not funny. Cam Newton's nothing. Like, I watched the freaking Cam Newton interview with Shannon Sharp, and it was atrocious. It was so bad.
He's enlightened, Jonathan.
He's like, I'm better than everybody in the league right now. No one wants to give me a chance.
Hey.
Bro, go join your boy Colin Kaepernick and shut the fuck up. Disappear from the limelight, please.
He's got that elevated mindset though.
Elevated mindset. He's a piece of shit. Yeah, that's right. He's a woke piece of shit.
I call it elevated mindset.
I can't stand Cam Newton. I can't stand him. Lamar Jackson's next. He's gonna be the next Cam Newton.
There seems to be a trend there.
All right.
No, just running quarterbacks.
We're gonna wrap it up because I'm tired. We will wrap it up on this. We'll bookend it. Georgia pitcher is currently being investigated for cheating because
Cheated.
I mean it's pretty obvious. But that's that.
but it's
We will hopefully be talking to y'all soon. But you know what? Enjoy your off season, everybody. Okay, right now
David Tepper.
right now the NBA still sucks. So, you know, that's that. But NHL playoffs are in their prime
Gotta
and
watch
life is
NHL.
good. You got to be watching the NHL
The
playoffs.
stars go.
Okay.
David Tepper, come on.
Over the summer, go outside and touch some grass. There's no sports to watch because baseball sucks.
Get
But
grounded.
if you-
Go outside and play baseball.
That's what I said. Go outside, touch grass. That's what you do.
Play
Okay.
baseball.
Well, touching
we
grass
will-
to me and you might be different things, buddy.
I didn't say smoke the grass. I said touch grass.
You got to touch it before you can smoke it.
Okay, but no one ever says in the weed smoking community, let's go touch grass. No one has ever said that. All right. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate it.
Peace be with you.